Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from the Delaware County Fair here on Thursday. It is the 19th of September 2024. We're going to look at the Little Brown Jug from the Delaware County Fair, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it, around the world. Let's look at the Brown Jug races. We'll be looking at races 17 and 18, the limbs, and we'll talk about the Little Brown Jug, which will go off as race number 21. So quite a few races to look at here. We'll start off with the 17th race, which is the 79th Little Brown Jug. 3-year-old Colts and Geldings first limb. We have a field of 7 pacers going that mile trip, going for that $50,000 purse. I love the 4-horse Nijinsky here. I'm going to go 475 in the trifecta. 475 trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Nijinsky, 3-year-old colt by Better's Delight. Louis Roy is in the saddle, in the sulky, excuse me. The horse's most recent outing came last week in the Simcoe at Mohawk, and he won by 1.5 lengths that day. And basically coming from the back that day, he really had a game race. He quickened up nicely, paced home a good 27 flat final quarter that day, 140 and 4. Not the fastest time, but he really had a good race there back on the 7/8. He's come to the smaller track today, which is going to be a big question for him, but I think he could pace a good race here today. He ran 2 back in the Ontario Sire Stakes at Mohawk, 16th of August, and he won by 3.5 lengths that day, and he put on a show, late that day, 27 flat for the final quarter, 20 cents to the dollar. He basically won in hand. A very good race that day. And then the week prior in the Ontario Sire Stakes at Mohawk, 20th July, he won by 1.25 lengths that day. Basically on the front end, another very easy race. He's run fast races this season. His North America Cup was in 140 and 1. That was flying. Came back to run in the limbs for the Meadowlands Pace, where he won by 147.3. Finished second in behind the pace winner, Legendary Hanover, 147.3 again. But he, like I said, coming here today, back to this, coming to the half mile here today, it might be a question, but I think he can get a good race here today. He's definitely running some miles fast enough. I'm going to give him a shot here. 7-horse Myridge Hanover for Dexter Dunn. I think he could get a trip to win. His race 2 back in the 3 to 5-year-old Open at Yonkers in mid-August. He had a decent place that day. We just kind of yielded late, but he had a good race around the race course. Just ran a little bit too fast in a open handicap last week at the Meadowlands. But if you look at some of his races like Tompkins, or even that pace lane where he placed behind Legendary Hanover, if he runs that race today, he could win. I'll give him a shot here on the ticket to possibly get a piece fit. He's going to be my wise guy horse in the Brown Jug. But to recount my selection for the 17th now from the Delaware County Fair, it's a Little Brown Jug, first limb, first heat. Going to take the 4-horse Nijinsky. Give kudos to the 7-horse Myridge Hanover. Going to go 475 trifecta, 4-7 in the multi-race. Let's get to the 18th events now from the Delaware County Fair. 20 races on the program. A couple years, for many years, I looked at all 20 races, where back then they used to have the 2 cards, the A card and the B card, and it was like 23 races. This year, when you get older, you just have, the time on your hand is just not as it used to be, so I didn't have time to look at all the 20 races. I looked at a couple, but we're only going to look at the Little Brown Jug races today, because it's been a very long day, but for YouTube here. But let's get to the 18th event now from Delaware, which is the 79th Little Brown Jug, second in limb, $50,000 purse, 7 paces going that mile trip. I'm going to go with the 3-horse Legendary Hanover, 357 for me in the trifecta. 357 trifecta, top selection 3-horse Legendary Hanover, 3-year-old colt by Huntsville. James McDonald's in the sulky. This horse ran terrifically behind Nijinsky last week in the Simcoe, where he finished second by 1.5 lengths, 20 cents to the dollar. He had the lead. Nijinsky caught this horse late, but he ran his heart out that day. Prior to that, in the EBC at Tioga on the 25th of August, in the Empire Breeders, he won by 7 lengths that day, and basically almost on the front all throughout, 148 and 1. He flew home. He loved that 5/8 mile track, and then the Hemp at Pocono. He finished second by a nose that day. Again, he just kind of yielded late. He was flying home 26 and 2, fast final quarter that day, but the winner just had the jump on him. But he ran his heart out that day, and then the cane pace, basically, he won in a stroll and won 46 and 2. That was a very fast mile for him. He's coming to a half mile here today. I don't think it should be a problem. He has some Farley pace. I think he's a very live winner here. I think the 5-horse Solid Character can win also for Ronnie Burke and Dave Miller. Was a winner in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes at the Meadows and the Slop, 30th of August, quite nice. mostly by head, where he's basically on the front end, 150 flat. That was a very good race. Ran a quick quarter last time out in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes of Pocono last week, 25-4 to that first quarter. Probably cost him. He just kind of yielded late, but he ran a terrific race, I thought, on the front end early on. His races on the Sire Stakes circuit in Pennsylvania haven't been bad at all. He's definitely run some fast miles. I'll give him a shot here to win this a limb. Can he win the final? I don't think so, but he can win this one and get a piece of it. But to recount my selection for the 18th now from the Delaware County Fair, it's the Little Brown Jug for 3-year Colts. Coaching the gelding second limb here. Gonna take the 3-horse Legendary Hanover's top selection. Give kudos to the 5-horse Solid Character, 3-5-7 trifecta. Use the 3 and 5 in the multi-race. So now we're gonna talk about the featured 21st race on the program, which is the Little Brown Jug final here. And I think your likeliest winner, I think, will be Legendary Hanover for James MacDonald. He's been doing everything right. I loved his cane pace, Victor. He only had 4 of the rivals that day, but he flew home that day. I thought he ran a terrific race, even in defeat in the Hempt. Tioga race wasn't bad at all. He just saw Nijinsky back on the bigger track last time out, but he ran his heart out behind him. He's proven he can get around a smaller track, the 5/8 mile. Now coming to a half mile, which is a completely different ball game, but I think he's on the up and up, run some great miles. I'll give him a shot on the final. And like I said, don't throw out the Nijinsky here for Louis Rye. His races, he's been pretty perfect here. He's only lost once this season. That came in the Meadowlands Pace final, where he lost to Legendary Hanover, the stablemate. But he ran his heart at all season long. I'll give him a shot here in the final also. But, the big question, like I said, it will be the half mile here. And I think the 7-horse Myridge Hanover is your wise guy horse. He's stepping up in major class here today. But he's run some good miles here. I'll give him a shot in the final. But like I said, I think your final victor will be probably will probably be Legendary Hanover. That's who I like. With that being said, good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.